He said he wouldn't move heaven and earth to get Osama bin Laden. So these are big differences. But listen, our view is this is going to be a close race. We thought that before the last debate. We think that now. We live in a very closely divided political country. We got 53% of the vote last time. We're not going to get that again. So this is going to be a close race. It's going to come down to a number of states. Governor Romney had a good debate last time. We had a good debate this time. But we do think that, people are feeling that while we still have a lot of work to do and there's too many people hurting out there, as the president said, we are beginning to recover slowly. We want to build on that progress. And I think that people 4 years after a recession caused by many of the same policies Governor Romney wants to return to are not anxious to go there. And I thought that was a very important thing the president did tonight. I thought he very effectively made sure people understand that at its core, that's what Governor Romney wants to do.
Why was the president better tonight?
Well, listen, Byron, I went through 2007 and 2008. The president has a lot of strengths as a president and a leader, and as a political candidate. Debating's always been something that's not been our strong suit. It wasn't just spin. In the primary, we lost plenty of debates. Governor Romney has historically been a terrific debater. He didn't seem to be as on his game tonight, but he was, he's a strong debater. So I think the president, he had a discussion last time about, the differences in healthcare policy and tax policy, and I think that he felt good about what he talked about in terms of the issues and the differences. But I think he understood that he needed to come out with a little more energy and enthusiasm about both what he wanted to do and about what Governor Romney wants to do. It's an important election. Hey, in our country, we settle our disputes at the ballot box. So elections are big stakes. These are two candidates with very passionate views about where they want to take the country. And I think they were passionate about them tonight.
No great respect out there, was there? No great respect, a lot of acrimony.
No, I think that there is respect. But both of these candidates have strong beliefs about where the country needs to go. And they're going to fight as hard as they can to win, so that they can move the country in the direction they think is best. And I think the American people respect that. It's one of the great things about our country, is that, again, we, other than the Civil War, really, we have settled our disputes at the ballot box. And so I thought both candidates, I thought Governor Romney, got rattled a couple times, but, they laid out on taxes, on jobs, on women's health care, on foreign policy. Big differences.
Does it steady the ship? Does it allow him to regain some momentum in the battleground states?
Well, I understand that there's been a lot of discussion about public polling out there. I'll just say this. We care deeply about what people in New York, California, Texas, Alabama, we care deeply about them, in terms of the people the president's representing. From an electoral standpoint, we know how they're going to vote. We don't conduct national polls. I couldn't tell you what's happening outside of the battleground states. In the battleground states, Governor Romney picked up, in our view, a couple of points that he was going to pick up anyway. Might have been accelerated by a strong debate performance. But we were not going to win battleground states by 8 or 10 points. It's impossible. We're going to win some of these states by a point, 2, 3, 4 points. So even before tonight, I was as confident as I could be that if the election were held today, the president would win an electoral college majority. My sense is that coming out of this debate, that's been strengthened. We think there'll be a lot of enthusiasm on the ground. But listen, some of these states, there's not many undecided voters. They're going to be very close. And so these wild swings, there was a poll that got a lot of attention that had us tied with women voters. It's just not accurate. We have a lead with women voters in all the battleground states. But this is going to be a close race. But we think most importantly, the president built on the case he's been making all campaign, that he's got the right ideas for the middle class. He's got the right jobs plan. Governor Romney, as the president said today, has a sketchy deal. His tax plan, his jobs plan, the numbers don't add up. They're not going to work. And we can't return to the same policies that wrecked our economy and devastated the middle class. And we thought those were key moments in the debate.
One last thing about the energy approach that the president took. Did that hurt the governor, or did it potentially hurt the president's likability and presidential demeanor, which were among his strengths?
Well, I thought the president looked strong. Determined tonight. But again, I think, Governor Romney has passionate views about where he wants to take the country. So does the president. I think it's right to passionately articulate for those views. But I thought the moment on Libya was very important. It was a leadership moment. I thought the president looked like a commander-in-chief who was resolute, who was going to hold people accountable, including the people committed those acts. And we thought Governor Romney looked like a political candidate playing politics. And we thought that was a very, very important, strong moment in the debate. And by the way, so was the moment on women's health care. Most of you here, maybe, covered the contraception issue earlier in the year. There was something called the Blunt Amendment, which was a Senate amendment to allow employers to make contraceptive decisions for their employees. Governor Romney supported that. So when he talked to tens of millions of Americans tonight and said that wasn't true, he was being dishonest. These issues of women's health care have already been a huge driver in this election. I think that's only going to become a bigger issue over the next 3 weeks because Governor Romney has elevated it because he was dishonest about his position on contraception.
Where have the battlegrounds moved most?
Well, Dan, we believe that we remain in very strong position in Ohio, in Iowa, in Nevada, in New Hampshire. We think we've got significant and stable leads in those states. When I say significant, again, we're not going to win battlegrounds.
Outside of margin.
Well, I'm not going to get into polling, but we think we have a strong pathway to victory.
What does that mean? When
And
you say
Virginia,
significantly.
well, meaning that we think we have a much more credible and realistic path to 50% than Governor Romney does, based on where we are in polling,
but that's
based
not
in
a-
early votes. Well, I'm not going to share internal polling with you.
Well, but you're talking about your.
I am. I'm talking. Well, it's not just internal polling; it's what we're seeing in the early vote
No,
numbers.
but both campaigns are guilty of this. They're saying, we see such and such and such and such, and are totally unwilling to be at all transparent about that. What's actually moved in the battleground states, and how much has it moved?
Well, again, we think that Governor Romney picked up a couple points in some of the battleground states, not largely based on Republican-leaning independents that had gone soft on him through his troubles in September. He had a strong debate performance. Those came back to him. So, but we think, states like Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, Colorado, these are going to be very close races. They're very close now. They're going to be close all the way in. We think I think in Ohio, they've got a big problem in Ohio. I've said this for months. The biggest problem for the Romney campaign is the state of Ohio. I've been saying it since the summer. And right now, the president, by the way, early vote looks very good in Ohio. We think we've got a dominant message in Ohio on the economy. And Governor Romney's been spending a lot of time there, but we haven't seen him really changing the equation there. So, listen, you guys in the Washington Post are going to have the polls, I assume in some states as well as nationally over the coming weeks. So everyone will look at these public polls. But we do think, if you look at Florida, absentee's better for us than 4 years ago when we won the state. Doing better in early vote in Ohio than we did 4 years ago. Our Iowa number's stronger. Now, in those states, that's not the entire electorate, but you're beginning to see a picture of an electorate emerge, an electorate we like. But these are going to be close races. Early vote starts in Nevada on Saturday. We think we're doing very well in Nevada. We think the discussion on immigration tonight is probably only going to strengthen our numbers in Nevada and Colorado. So, but it's going to be close all the way.
David,
Is it too much?
the fact that this